Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last episode, we entered Mayan Temple and officially began our quest here by, collect some Jiggies and all that, and, all the usual stuff. In this episode, we're going to enter inside of this teepee that we have right here, and first we gotta pick up this Globo. That's actually the second Globo to pick up here, because there's like 2 in each world, and for this one, this here is Wumba's Wigwam, and this here is Humba Wumba. She's basically taking over the role of Mumbo Jumbo in Banjo-Kazooie by basically, transforming us into different kinds of animals here that we'll see in a bit here. And so she says that she's the best shaman in all of the game here because apparently she and Mumbo don't really have friendly terms with each other, shall we say. And basically her goal was apparently to expose Mumbo for the amateur that she claims for him to be. But I don't know. I mean, she's essentially doing the same as Mumbo is for the first game, and yet Mumbo's actually taking on a more proactive role and actually doing more things here just by exiting out of his skull. But maybe he's probably doing things better though. So yeah, like I said, she's doing essentially the same as Mumbo previously did back in the last game, where she transfers us into to different animals. So this is actually where the one returning feature about Banjo-Kazooie is the transformations. And so if we give her the Globo, and we'll basically throw her to this magical pool that we see here, then we can actually jump in, and then we'll transform into the different kind of transformation that represents this world here. In this case, we turn into a Stony. So for the Stony, well, basically, we can actually use that to, well, for one thing, we see these other Stonies here, these NPCs here. So we go around, and our only method of attack by pressing B is just using the charge attack. But we talk to these Stonies here. And now we can actually be able to understand what they're saying, and then they're basically just there to provide some hints on your different aspects of the world. So yeah, that's actually what it is here, and so it's actually a little different for, previously in Banjo-Kazooie, the transformations we had in that game were more animal-like. But here in Banjo-Tooie, the transformations are actually more so the inanimate objects. So in this case, basically just taking on the Stony transformation, basically just turn to Stony here. And now we can actually pick up this empty honeycomb pieces over there. So they do function the same thing as in the last game where they would expand your health bar, but it's actually different this time where we no longer collect 6 of the empty honeycomb pieces to expand. There's actually a different method for it, but we'll see later on. So anyways, so yeah, now that we're at Stony, we're actually able to access the Kickball Stadium that's right over this way. So we'll go and talk to Officer Knucklepaws right there. I'm Banjo, the Stony. Can I come in and play? I don't know. That backpack looks kind of familiar. Are you saying we're a barren bird in an elaborate disguise, trying to cheat our way in? Yeah, he actually does see through our disguise, but he still lets him in anyway because apparently they need one more player to participate. So well, I guess we'll just go in there anyway. So that's actually nice, I would say. So yeah, going back to the transformations here. So yeah, the way to actually get to it is actually a bit different, where we no longer need those tokens are kind of like the Mumbo tokens. But we just need that one Globo to bring over her, and that way they will be able to activate the transformation. And then to change back into regular Banjo-Kazooie, we just jump back into the pool. And so there we go. Now this here is actually the training room. We're inside of the Kickball Stadium now, and so this here is actually the training room that we can actually get some practice in for the kickball. So if you go and pick up the kickball, it's right there, and then you press Z. And then you just kick it over to the goal. And that's basically what the whole game is in a nutshell. And so we have this warp pen now, which means we actually go inside the Kickball Stadium as regular Banjo-Kazooie, even though it's not really going to do anything, though, because we can't really go into those rooms. Alright, so now we're this is actually the Amateur Kickball Championship, and so we're going to start with the quarterfinals. And take a little training downstairs, which we already did, though. And so this is actually one of those, it's basically one of those mini games that we have right here. So, and I'm actually doing a little save here, just in case I ever fuck up here. But this one actually shouldn't be too hard though, as long as we have enough practice here. So this here is the Mayan Kickball quarterfinals here. Yeah, hey, walk, who's this ugly new guy? You're one to talk. You guys are a little jagged anyway. Alright, so here we are in the, for these kickball games. So you already practiced enough with the kickballs, and what you gotta do is that you have to take the kickballs, and then you basically just have to, kick it over to your goal here. So in this case, our color is blue. And so if you, kick a ball to your goal here, then you'll, get, like, you get 2 points for each. And so what you want to do is that the goal for this one is that you have to make sure you have more points than all your other opponents because, you know, whoever has the highest number wins. So just make sure that they kick over to your goal, and then just to make sure you have enough points, or the highest number of points for you to win. And you want to try to sabotage them just by, you know, just if you can press B to do the charge attack, but it actually gives you a faster way. And then you want to make sure to take the ball before your other opponents do, and then make sure they don't try to kick into their goals, and just keep your points in check. Now we're done with the quarterfinals, and we'll be doing the semifinals. Actually, 3 rounds for this one, so we go through all 3 of the rounds, and we'll be able to get the Jiggy for this one. So that's basically what the holding entails for kickball. It kind of seems a little different from the kind of kickballs that we're used to in real life, because like the way I played kickball back when I was in school, it's very much how baseball is portrayed, where you know you just kick the ball and then you go to one base, and then you know they play the same way as baseball. But I don't know if it's ever if you guys have ever played kickball and when you guys went to school, or if you're still going to school and you're in a PE class and it's like kind of different. Now, for this round here in the semifinals, they have these red balls, and the red balls actually subtract the points that your opponents have. So, whenever you see your opponents actually having their points counter increasing, you can actually just take the red balls and kick them over to your opponent's goals, or the goalies over there, to actually decrease their points. So you want to make sure that your opponents will try to will take the red ball and kick it over to your goalie. And then and that'll subtract your points as well. So you want to make sure to prevent them from doing so. And if they ever do so, then you want to try to desperately take the yellow kickball and then and take your goalie, so you'll add more points. So it's actually where the more rounds that you have, then the trickier it actually gets. And so now the third door opens up, and this is actually where where we had the finals. So once we win this round, then we'll be able to get our Jiggy. You have no chance of becoming champion. Oh, yeah, yes, we sure do. Alright, so for this one, now we have the bomb kickballs. And so, what we can actually do is that if you pick it up and then you toss it over, or kick it over, rather, then as long as it actually gets within the range of your opponent, so they actually get stunned. And so that actually give you more of a chance to be able to take the ball before they do. They can try to do the same thing as well because, well, I mean, their AI is kind of programmed to just... well, I mean, they're actually competing against each other, though, because, everyone here is a rival. So, yeah, just, yeah, you want to make sure just, basically pick up those balls you want to pick up before your rivals do. But, yeah, they'll want to try to pick up the balls, and then they'll try to stun like you as well. So, you want to make sure to not do that. And that purple, the purple opponent is actually trying to win here, but at least I actually managed to win this one, even though it's kind of a close call here. And then with that, that's all for the kickball rounds. And there we go. I declare you the new Mayan Kickball champion. I'm too choked up for words. Oh yeah, so am I. And there's our Jiggy here. Now they actually did say something about, like, you remember back when King Jingling was one to make sure the Jinjos are all reunited, so they actually compete in the kickball games. This is actually what they were referring to, because he was saying something about the Mayan Kickball or kickball tournament. So this is actually what they were saying, and so this is basically the reason why we need the Jinjos together. But honestly, though, it doesn't really go anywhere because he claims that's what he wants to do, and just make sure that there's some sort of rivalry between the or a competition between the Jinjos and the moles. But that's what he only says, though. But it actually doesn't really go anywhere. In fact, they never mention this ever again. So yeah, it's I don't know. It kind of seems to come off as a bit of a cop-out, though. But yeah, gotta bring them in together somehow. Now this here is the prison compound, and we're gonna want to go in there as Stony Banjo again because we can only there's actually a little prison that we have here, and so basically this regular Stony, he's actually giving us a clue as to how to actually free the prison one. So see over this way, that is actually what the prison is. So we go over this way. And then we see that there's a rat in here. Or probably either a mouse or a rat. Well, yeah, I think either one of those. So, this here is Dilberta, and basically she's trapped in this prison here. So what you want to do is that you want to follow along to what the Stony was telling you to what the like we had the star, moon, and the sun, and so you actually have to summon the switches in the correct order that he tells you. And I believe it's also one of those things where it's actually completely randomized, so it might be a little different from what he'll tell you depending on your file. So you want to make sure you pay close attention to what he tells you for the order of the switches you have to press. And that should actually do it for the for Stony Banjo. So we're gonna go ahead and head back inside Wumba's wigwam, and then we'll go ahead and change back to regular Banjo-Kazooie just by stepping in the pool or jumping into the pool right there. Now she's also gonna mention it right then and there where you know after you change back then Wumba will also say that that you don't need another Globo for the next time. You can actually just change it back if you ever want to. Now, the transformation that she gives you for each of the worlds, they only work for its own set of worlds. So if you actually try to exit, then there's this invisible barrier, and Wumba will tell you that that the magic won't work outside of the world itself, and so it's actually contained within this world here. So so yeah, we can only just be able to leave the world as regular Banjo-Kazooie. So that's basically what it is. So we're gonna go back inside of the present combat here because there's actually like a new or some other Jiggies. So we're gonna go ahead and talk to Dilberta here, and so yeah, as you can see, she's so technically we're supposed to have freed her from the prison, but there's also another catch though. There's actually a boulder that's right over this way, and so we're actually supposed to get rid of it to be able to be free. But here's the thing though, we can actually see here that we can actually try to be blessed on the boulder, but then you can see it's actually not broken, and so unfortunately, though, there's actually nothing we can do about that, though, because there's actually no way we can actually get rid of this boulder. So that means there's a new move that we have to learn that's not in this world, but it's actually in the next world. And so we can't really get to that boulder until we've learned that very sad move. So therefore, we're going to have to, you know, just hold that thought for now, and then we'll have to come back later for that kind of move. And I kind of fucked up on that one, though, because I didn't really see that Snapdragon coming. I was actually supposed to zoom out from the camera. So we're gonna go ahead and go grab over this way. So yeah, this is actually one of those instances where, you know, where it's actually one of those backtracking instances involved that we're gonna have to come back later for that kind of move. Because Banjo-Tooie is actually played as more of a Metroidvania kind of thing, where there's gonna be some collectibles over there. Like we have this Cheetah page here, and there's a Jiggy that's right over this way, but we can't really access there, and the reason is because there's a boulder that's right there that once again we can't get into until we've learned that certain move in the next world. So that's another thing that we're going to come back to. So yeah, Banjo-Tooie, basically how this plays out is that there is a lot of backtracking involved because, you know, like I said, it's played out as a Metroidvania kind of thing. So unlike in Banjo-Kazooie, where, you know, you can actually just get all the collectibles in one go, except for, with the only exception being Freeze Easy Peak, because you have to learn that one move, the Turbo Trainers in Gobi's Valley, and then come back to Freeze Easy Peak for that one Jiggy for the race against Boggy. Banjo-Tooie actually, you know, they basically dial up to 11 though, where you know, there's actually more backtracking involved and all that, and so, so there'll be Jiggies where you can't really get them all in one go. There's actually going to be some Jiggies where you can't really access to until you learn the move for the next upcoming world that will be that we'll have to be visiting later on to learn the new move. So, so yeah, that's actually one reason why that the music notes they're actually permanent collectibles, because they already have this in mind where you're not really going to be completely getting all the collectibles in one go. We're gonna have to come back to it. So because that's, you know, the whole reason why. And look at that, we're actually using the waiting boots right here. So yeah, so just by going across the quicksand right here, and then just use the waiting boots to get across that Jiggy. Yeah, liable to being here. So that's actually one of those very few instances of being able to use the waiting boots here. So the thing about it is that, you know, with the whole kind of backtracking kind of thing, you know, with having to get some, not being able to get some Jiggies until later on, because of that, though, the whole worlds here, they're actually a lot more connected, basically. And we'll actually be seeing this here for one of those Jiggy missions. Because in Banjo-Kazooie, the worlds in that game actually feel a lot more separated. Because, as you traverse through Gruntilda's lair, you actually go through each of the worlds within them, but then, they're actually more separate. In Banjo-Tooie, however, all the levels here, they're actually on the very same island here, and they're a lot connected here. So it's actually, it's a lot more open-ended this time around. Where like I said, we'll be seeing here in a sec. And there's that empty honeycomb piece here. So yeah, actually, almost forgot about that Jinjo that was on top of the Mayan Kickball Stadium. So that's why I want to use that flight pad just to get up there, and then actually use that flight pad to get onto the alcove. We can actually come over there to get over the grip grab. But that's actually one thing that, a lot of people nowadays actually give this game a lot of flack for because of, with whole kind of backtracking involved and all that. And, yeah, I mean, at first glance, it might seem pretty tedious, though, and, sometimes it could be tiresome to some people, but, I don't really mind it too much, though, because, to me personally, I think this game is pretty consistent with the backtracking because, because they kind of changed the style a bit here with, with making this a lot more open-ended and kind of, and just making it more Metroidvania kind of esque here. But I would say, like, to kind of compensate for this, that's why they kind of wanted to piece the worlds together and make them for meal. I am so sorry, guys. I'm speaking gibberish here because, like, my tongue is not doing very well, and like my speech is kind of off at the moment. But basically, they feel a lot more interconnected, basically, and so and you'll actually see here in a sec here. So this mission here, this is Chief Lotusin, and he's looking for Target Zan's ancient relic thing. Who the hell is Target Zan? We've heard about Target Zan so many times here, and we don't even know him yet. It's like, well, I mean, he's got to be some sort of god, right? Because that's part of the reason why we're not seeing him at the moment, because he, well, we'll see that he is a god. But anyway, so he's actually looking for his priceless relic thingy, and so we had to make sure that we had to find it for him. And it's definitely not in the piles of treasure here, or the all this gold here that he tries to just dig around for. But anyways, all right. So here's our next empty honeycomb base right here. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go ahead and just climb here in this chamber. Now, let's see. Let me think here. So the basically the collectibles in this game, for each of the worlds, they actually have like a different kind of counters here. Where I would say that Banjo-Kazooie would be more straightforward with their kind of worlds, where there's always 10 Jiggies, 100 notes, and 2 empty honeycomb pieces. Banjo-Tooie, however, has they still have the usual 10 Jiggies and the 100 notes, but there's actually like a different number of the other collectibles that we're going to be collecting, like with the empty honeycomb pieces and also some of the Cheeto pages, and also with the with more of the collectibles that we they'll be having here. But like I said, because of the whole Metroidvania kind of play style for this game, then there's going to be a lot more backtracking involved. So, and when I say Metroidvania, it's, it does play kind of similar to the Metroid games, which I would have to say though, a lot of people would nowadays they hate this game because of because of it, even though those very same people could potentially be fans of Metroid games or the Metroid games because of that kind of thing, and so Banjo do the same thing as well, and yet they still give it flack for it. It's one of those things where, so basically, Banjo-Tooie was long considered to be the superior game over Banjo-Kazooie. A lot of people loved it. They loved it a lot more because it does feel a lot more innovative. But lately, nowadays, this game has given a lot of flack, and now everybody suddenly hates this game. And I'm very much convinced it's one of those things where at least one person did a video essay on why they hate the game, and then suddenly everybody jumped into those bandwagons, and they suddenly say that even the ones that previously loved the game suddenly hate this game, and that's the kind of shit that I absolutely really don't like at all. It always baffled me to this day. But now I'm actually going on topic here. So this is the other mission. Remember the stealth mission from that snake? Well, we're actually doing this again, and yeah, I actually do not like these missions. So what we have to do is that we actually have to tiptoe on this on all this whatever that stuff is. It's got like sticks or something like that. I think they're probably sticks. And we want to make sure not to wake up that the caveman here, and that way there we'll have to get over to. Yeah, this is actually the priceless relic thingy that we have right here. So we're gonna go and pick it up here. But you actually run, then he'll wake up and then he'll kick you out of the cave. So you want to make sure to tiptoe on that one. I really do not like those at all for one of those missions because, you know, like I said, it's the adrenaline rush. And, you know, it really does give me anxiety. Now, for this cave right here, it's actually called Unga Munga's Cave. And ladies and gentlemen, this is actually not in a Mayhem Temple. No, this is actually a different world. This is actually the example of the worlds being interconnected because we actually jumped straight over to World 5. Yeah, this is actually World 5 in this game. So this is actually what I mean about the worlds being interconnected and just you know, just being all connected to each other. Because there will be instances where you know, you're in this one level and then you actually skip ahead to any kind of a different level because it's actually all in the same Isle of Hags, and that's one thing that I thought was real cool about this game with you know with all the worlds being interconnected with each other because you know actually it actually you know makes the whole overworld feel more open and you know kind of gives it more life, you know, and all that. And so, I love how, you know, how Bloatism was actually just about, you know, he's going like, well, those thieving little, and then Banjo actually stops him, like, I tell him, whoa, careful, it's a family game. Yeah, it's, you know, because like I said, the Banjo-Kazooie series is probably the king of getting crap past the radar. Because, you know, they'll actually just, you know, say some jokes here and there that, you know, a lot of times actually it flies over our heads when we were kids, and there's actually, like, you know, we don't even think of the context here. But, you know, now we actually see the whole meaning behind it, and, you know, it actually does make a question about these games being rated E because, you know, after all, this game is rated E for everyone, though, so, but, anyway, so now we got our next Jiggy for that right here, so, yeah, that's basically what I was saying here, so, you know, this is actually where, you know, with the worlds being interconnected, and there's going to be a lot of backtracking involved, and, you know, there's going to be some different videos I'll be doing for set backtracking, so I'll actually make those own separate videos for when we go back and get the Jiggies or other collectibles that we can get when we learn new moves and all that. So, so that's what I'll do for just to make them their own kind of videos and all that. And there could be some other things too that, you know, people get Banjo-Tooie flack for, and, you know, this whole Let's Play is basically, like, you know, me defending Banjo-Tooie because, you know, I still think it's a fantastic game to this day, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end these off right here, so next time on Let's Play Banjo-Tooie, we are going to enter this temple here, and we're going to find out who this Target Zan is, because we've been hearing a lot about it from everybody, and we just don't know who he is here, so but that's what we're going to do in this next episode, so I will see you guys next time.